The ticking clock echoed around the hall. On the walls hung disconsolate curtains of netting. The floors were marked with circles and lines, now obscured by the rows of desks lined up for the examination. It was very cold. "Turn over your papers now." The master's booming voice was followed by a susurration of paper, a collective intake of breath, then the scratching of hundreds of pens. I stared at my question paper. Name. Other candidates were already scribbling. I looked down the page. Place of birth. Well, that's stupid. Who can remember being born? Place of death. I had a picture in my head of a neat little room with a window onto blue sky and the tops of trees. A hotel? A hospital? Did it have green in the title? Something about meadows or pastures? Summarise briefly the essential quality of your life on Earth. I blew out my cheeks. One of the masters approached between our desks, his gown billowing. He paused behind my shoulder. He smelled of ash and unopened graves. He passed on, floating inches above the floor. I turned to the woman on my right. "What did you put?" I whispered, keeping an eye out for the master returning. "For question 4. She gave me a filthy look, then sighed and tilted her sheet so I could read it. "I was a mother and neighbour, and I love my children, and I was on the PFA and voted in every election. I was a good person." A good person, I repeated to myself. A good person. I wrote with my bone-nibbed pen, "Good person." Except I'd written it on the space for my name. I put up my hand. "Could I have another answer sheet?" The master didn't look as strict. Inside his cowl, he seemed to be smiling. "Go straight to the essay question," he whispered. "It's where the marks are." I looked at the bottom of the page. Ripeness is all. To what extent is an unfulfilled ghost preferable to an eternity in limbo? Note: responses will inform candidates' subsequent allocation to afterlife. I read through it 5 or 6 times, and I read it backwards. I wrote "Limbo, please" in big letters across the page. Then I placed my forehead in the crook of my arm and went to sleep, to the sound of scratching pens and the masters drifting endlessly through the aisles. If you enjoyed Turn Over Your Papers, read more Daily Ghost stories, and please like and subscribe.